Hello, let's do connections for Thursday, October 30th. We have Pumpkin Horror Murder Mystery. That sounds like one of those ridiculous horror movies that you see on like Netflix or something, like Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm seeing Pumpkin, Angel, Sugar, and Love. These are like pet names, like cutesy names for your partner. So that's one category. We have Fantasy, Romance, Mystery, and Horror. These are genres of books or movies. Is there another one? I don't see anything else that would go with that. Well, maybe Murder. But those are usually classified under like crime or mystery. What is Parliament going with? Parliament. I don't know what Guthrie is. Sounds like a last name. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is a last name. Guthrie. Levy could be a last name, like Eugene Levy, I think. Is that how he spells his last name? Eugene Levy? I think so. Butler could be a last name. I don't think Parliament is a last name. Bloom? Maybe. Not sure about that. Oh, Gaggle could go with murder, like a gaggle of geese, I think it is, and a murder of crows. So this is a group, a name for a group of animals. Is there a bloom? There's some ridiculous ones out there. I mean, murder of crows is ridiculous enough as it is, but like, is there a bloom of something? A levy of lions? No, it's a pride of lions. All right, so which ones haven't we really looked at? What's charm doing? I think I haven't really looked at charm. I could also see that being used as a name for a group of animals of some kind. All right, so we have the pumpkin, angel, sugar, love thing. We have murder, no, not murder, mystery, romance, horror, and fantasy. And then we have potentially last names of some kind. I don't know what they would be going with or what the actual category would be, but that's a potential category. And then we also maybe have like a category for a grouping of animals, which would be from, we have Gaggle and Murder, we have Butler, Levy, and Guthrie as the name one, which leaves Parliament, Charm, Bloom, Murder, no, Murder of Crows, that we have that one taken care of. Angel could be somebody's last name, right? Could be somebody's first name. No, Angel goes with the pumpkin, angel, sugar, love. Never mind. We have Angel taken care of. Yeah, it's these three. So one of these would go with the name category, and then the other two would go with the animal groupings category. Parliament is not a name. So of the names, we're looking at Charm or Bloom, if my categories are correct. So I'm assuming then that Parliament would go in with the animal thing, along with Bloom or Charm. I feel like Bloom would be more likely. You have a bloom of something. I want to try that. Let me fix the layout. I just realized I had that a little too zoomed in. Would this be purple if this is right? Do I want to try it? I'm going to try it. Let's get a little risky. No, it's one away. Okay. Well, then I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to go with Pumpkin, Angel, Sugar, and Love. All right, terms of endearment. And then we had horror, romance, mystery, and fantasy is like a book or movie genre, fiction genres. And then Gaggle, Bloom, Parliament, and Murder was one away. Maybe not Bloom. Maybe it is Levy. You have a levy of something. No, that's one away too. Uh-oh. Is Parliament wrong? Because I'm fairly certain that Murder and Gaggle go together, if I'm right. But maybe I'm not. So if that was true, that would mean that Levy and Bloom would go together. That's not one away. Okay, so Parliament definitely goes in here. Parliament definitely goes. Levy, Bloom, and what was the other one? I did this, then I did this, and then I did this. So these three definitely go together. And Levy and Bloom do not. So it's Charm, Butler, or Guthrie. I'm going to go Charm. All right, collective nouns for birds. Okay. what's a parliament? What bird is parliament? And which one is charm? Parliament of birds. It's a collective noun for a group of owls. Okay, I did not know that. All right, what's charm? Charm, group of birds. A charm is a collective noun for a group of goldfinches or hummingbirds. Okay. Bloom just seemed more like a name for a group of something, because if something blooms, it's getting bigger, and so like I just assumed that was more likely than a charm. But none of these make any sense, so maybe I shouldn't have tried to logic my way into that one. All right, and then Levy, Butler, Bloom, and Guthrie. I don't know. It's a last name category, I think. I don't know how or why. Orlando Bloom, maybe? And Gerard Butler, Eugene Levy, and somebody Guthrie. I don't know why they would go together, though. Peoples whose names are U.S. cities. Oh. There's a city called Butler. There's a city called Guthrie. There's a city called Bloom. There's a city called Levy. I don't know any of these cities, and I'm pretty good with geography. I don't know any of those cities. Okay. Well, I got through it. Definitely not a perfect puzzle. Definitely not purple fur, so this didn't really help at all with my statistics. Other than another win. I mean, my streak is up to 15. That's not a terrible streak. All right, let's see what they give it. 3.3 out of 5. Okay, I found it pretty difficult. I mean, I was onto the categories. I figured out all the categories. I just didn't know which ones went in there. Okay, let's check the bot. Okay, 3 out of 5 difficulty, 65% solve rate. The biggest category is losing, but I definitely had a harder time than most people. I'm pretty early, but my game is completely unique so far. Very low skill score because I almost lost. And I ended up getting just a regular rainbow order in my solve, so. All right, fiction genres, yeah, it's very nice percentage. Then a big jump down to the rest of them. Let's check ever. So everybody's getting green, and then a big drop down to the other three. So there's probably going to be a big chunk of people who are just getting green and nothing else. Yep, 14%. And then another 8% just getting nothing at all. Green seems to be the easiest category. 4 of the top 5 winning games here have green first. All right, let's check the mistakes. Animal group names. Okay, yeah, I tried that one. Interesting that that's the biggest category, or the biggest mistake. I wasn't expecting that. Murder? Murder's going to go in with mystery, generally speaking, or crime. Murder on its own really isn't a category. So this other mistake I made was also fairly common. This one, not so much. It looks like there's a lot of blue in here. I think people were probably on to the animal name one. They just didn't know that charm was one of them. Like this one's missing charm, this one's missing charm, this one's missing charm. This one's missing charm. So yeah, there's 4 mistakes in here with the blue category that all are missing charm in them. All right, well, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like and follow and let me know how you did today. Okay, on to the mini. All right, words on either side of what? Words on either side of blank? What blank? I have no idea what that means. Breathes like a dog. Pants? Podcast medium. Podcasts medium. Do you phone? Like you listen on your phone? That doesn't seem quite right. Test with one's nose. Smell. Phone is wrong. President after Teddy Roosevelt was Wilson. Woodrow, right? Teddy Roosevelt. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Woodrow Wilson? Man, I don't know. Hoppy beers for short. IPAs, so phone is definitely wrong. Words on either side of what? All right, let's go to the downs. Talk trash to. I don't know what they want with that. The eye of one down. India. India Pale Ales. The smell wrong? I'm a little concerned about this now. How you might feel after a long car ride. Tired? Crabby? I have no idea. Pillowy, soft. Okay. What is this one? Oh, sniff. This would be sniff. All right. Podcast medium, audio. Okay, got it. What is this one? Words on either side of blank. What blank? I don't know what phrase they want there. Talk trash to taunt. It is what it is. Okay, got it. Stiff. And Zoe's knocking stuff around over here. All right. Okay, that one wasn't very good. It is what it is. Got it. Okay. Words on either. I thought, all right. Once I read the clue, it obviously means multiple words, but these multiple words always give me trouble. Always, always, always. It is what it is. And then I put smell here instead of sniff, and then audio, podcast medium. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It was Taft after Roosevelt. For some reason, I always think of Roosevelt basically going right into Woodrow Wilson. And then stiff after a car ride. That makes a lot of sense. I'm just annoyed after a long car ride. But I usually am pretty stiff too. But that's not what I associate with it. Like, these all make sense. I just put some wrong answers for some of them. And then for some reason, I couldn't think of Taft. Okay, on to pips. Okay, 0, 0. So we need these two zeros pointing down. We have only 1, 2. So this is going to be the 3. We'll put the 3 on here. This is going to have to be the 4. So this is a double 4. This is like this. And this is the 0 pointing down. 15 seconds. Nice. Nice, easy cookie. Always nice to see that since they're fairly rare these days. Okay, on to medium. Okay, 11. So this has to be a 6, 5. We only have 1, 6. So this 6, 5 has to go down here, and it has to go like this because we can't put a 6, 1 down here because we can't have a 7. So this is going to have to be a 5. We don't have another 6, so it can't be the 5, 2. So it's going to have to be a 5, 3. And then this is going to have to be the other 5, like this. And then this is going to have to be a 4, 1, like this. This is going to have to be a 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Nice! 30 seconds. That felt good. After the last few weeks of these, getting 2 cookies in the same day is pretty good. Look at those 2 beautiful cookies. Could this be the mythical 3 cookie day? Somehow I doubt it. Okay, on to hard. All right, 25. So this is going to be a lot of big numbers. This is greater than 1. What do we have 3 of? This is going to have to be a double domino. So we have 2 5s, we have 2 1s, but we do have a third one, actually. So we could do this and then do 1 6 down. That works. Maybe. We're going to need a 0 1 in here. So actually, no, this doesn't work. Because this one is going to have to go down like this, and this is going to have to be a 0 something right here. This is 2, probably 2 5 or 2 6. We don't have a 2 5. So 2 4 maybe even works. If we did 2 4, this would be 10, and then we'd have to do something in here. What about this one here? 17. This has to be 2 6s and a 5. So that's interesting. So maybe 2 6 like this. You do 5 5. Do I want to waste a 6 over here? Maybe. Wait, if this can't be 1 1 because the third one has to go down here. So what do we have 3 of? We have 2 2s. We have a bunch of 6s, but I feel like the 6s are going to be needed over here maybe. But maybe not. I think 6 6 is the only other option. No, we could do 5s. Could do 5s up here. And then 5 6 down. 5 here. I'm just vibing this so far. This would be 0 2. Actually, I don't know. Can we put 0 2 here? This is 12 14, so we need this to be 13 over here. We can make that work, I think. This 2 4 would have to go here. So now we're at 14, 18, so this has to be 7. We could do that. Oh no, we need a 0 over here. So no, we can't. Well, let's try this 0, 2 down here. And then let's try the 0, 5 over here. And then, so now this is 12, 17, 21, so this would have to equal 4. So we could do 5, 3, 1, 1, and then 6, 6. I think this works. It does. Not even close to getting that third cookie though, unfortunately. There's no way I was getting that in under a minute. Will this ever happen? I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. If it does happen, I'm buying a lottery ticket. Having a 1 in here is interesting. Like, you expect almost all these to be big numbers, and then a 1 ends up in here. And this -5, or less than 5. 1 is a long way away from 5, so you could put a lot of things in here. I wonder if there's probably multiple solutions. I'm wondering if there is anyway. I should have looked at this 17 earlier, because that has to be 2 6s and a 5. That's the only way to do it. And I was so focused on this 25 over here, and then this equals. I thought the low numbers were going to be going up here. I thought for certain this was going to be low numbers, because I figured all the high numbers would have to be in the 17 and 25 cages. So I was a little surprised that the 5s had to go up here. Okay, well, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know how you did on all the puzzles today.